If your dispatcher is calling you with a load just to keep you moving, but they haven't calculated where that load puts you for the next haul, they aren't helping you. They are actively hurting your operating margin. In this video, we're breaking down the math behind reactive dispatching versus strategic lane planning, and why the highest paying load on the board is often the one that makes you the least amount of money. Most novice dispatchers operate on a reactive model. They see a truck is empty, they open the load board, and they filter by highest rate. They book a 3 mile load going into a dead market, e.g., taking a dry van into Florida or Colorado without a pre-booked backhaul. The real cost. Explain that while the gross revenue looks good for today, the carrier is now stuck in a market with a 1.5 load-to-truck ratio. The result is a massive deadhead, or taking a 120-mile load just to escape. Key takeaway: a dispatcher who only looks 500 miles ahead is a liability. What most people get wrong. The myth: gross revenue is king. The reality: net profit per day is king. The math: compare two scenarios. Scenario A: high rate into a dead zone, plus long wait time, plus cheap backhaul. Scenario B: moderate rate into a hot market, high outbound tender volumes, plus high rate coming out. The verdict: Scenario B almost always yields a higher weekly net profit with less wear and tear, even if the initial load paid less. How professional dispatch handles this. The Fleeton approach: introduce tri-haul and market cycle thinking. Data usage. Explain that professional dispatchers don't just look at rates, they look at outbound tender rejection indices and load-to-truck ratios. The strategy. We don't book a load unless we have a high probability of a profitable exit from the destination. We negotiate based on market leverage, not just begging for an extra $50. We utilize contract lanes or relationships with brokers to bypass the spot market volatility when possible. Actionable advice for carriers. Direct instruction. Tell the owner-operator to audit their current dispatch, whether self-dispatch or hired. The test. Next time your dispatcher offers you a load, ask them one question. What is the load-to-truck ratio in the city where this drops off? If they can't answer that instantly, they are guessing with your money. You need to know your break-even point, BEP, and ensure every mile, loaded or empty, is accounted for in the weekly average. There is no magic trick to trucking. It is simply managing cost per mile against market rates. If you are an owner-operator or run a small fleet and you're tired of the churn and burn style of dispatching, we invite you to have a conversation with us. We don't promise unrealistic grosses. We promise a strategy that prioritizes your net profit and consistent lanes. Visit https://fleeton.us. Let's review your last 3 weeks of running and see where we can tighten up your operations.